Hey folks, Craig Reed here once again from cxPulp.com, and welcome to another installment of the $40 pull list. We're in week 2 of March. This week we've got one comic to cover. Unfortunately, it looks like Reed Gunther was late this week. It looks like it's a shipping problem from Diamond. From what I understand, it's shipped out, but it didn't make it to all the comic book stores this week. So we'll press on without it and hopefully take a look at that one next month. So let's get right into this week's comic. Okay, our issue this week is Batgirl number 7 from DC Comics. This one did come out on time, spinning out of last month. Barbara Gordon's having a bit of a crisis of confidence. In her words, she's getting her butt handed to her left and right, and she's starting to wonder if she's maybe not ready to be Batgirl again. Will she ever be ready to don the cowl again? And she needs a little bit of a slap in the face to get her motivated to go out there once again. The story makes sense. It's the perfect kind of story to tell if you're gonna put Batgirl behind, or Barbara Gordon behind the cowl once again. As Oracle, she overcame those demons. You know, she came to grips with the fact that Joker crippled her, and she became a whole new person. You know, regained her strength, and now all that's gone. You know, she suffered through being crippled and found a way to be a whole person there, and now that she has regained her ability to walk and to presumably fight crime once again, she kind of has to go back and address those demons once again. It's a good story. You know, it's probably the kind of story we can expect to see from Batgirl for a little bit. Unfortunately, Gail Simone does something in this issue that really bugs me, and if you've ever read the columns, you know what I'm talking about. Unnecessary, non-linear storytelling. She gives us the big climactic fight at the beginning. We don't know what the heck's going on, and then we have the 2 hours ago flashback in which we go through the whole story building up to her having this fight with the villain who goes by the name of Grotesque. Just because it worked in Pulp Fiction doesn't mean it makes your story good. This is another instance of the non-linear storytelling being used in a way that is totally out of place and actually hurts the story. Instead of the reader experiencing Barbara's journey with her, we instead are wondering who the hell this Grotesque guy is and how Barbara got into that situation. That's not what she gives us in the rest of the story. She gives us a very good character story in which we see, you know, Barbara's self-doubt and her, you know, going to Black Canary for a little bit of help. You know, she goes to one of her friends. It's a good story, but that's not what we're focused on. We're wondering who the weird dude in the suit with the horn mask is and how she got in that situation. It doesn't work. It seems like a cheap ploy just to make you more interested, and you know, it's a gimmick. You know, it's a plot device that is way overused in comics. Gail Simone should know better than to use this. It works in certain situations, it doesn't always work, and this is in one of those cases where it doesn't work at all. Quick note on the art. On the inside, the art's not too bad. It looks like we had an artist shift in the middle of the issue. Most of you will know that I have no problems with this. I think that it's more important to get a book out on time every month than it is to have the same artist putting out, you know, in that respect, I think artists are overrated. There's tons of guys and girls out there who are talented artists who would love to have the opportunity to work on a monthly comic book. And when something's put out late every month just because the artist can't be bothered to finish it on time or is for whatever reason unable to finish it on a schedule, I don't think that's an excuse. You know, switching artists in the middle, as long as it looks pretty much the same, and it usually does, I don't have a problem with it. The cover, and if you can't see this, you can scroll back in the video and look at the title screen. It was oddly reminiscent of another artist that people on the internet like to lampoon for his lack of anatomy skills. I just think it's funny that usually people complain that comic heroines are too well endowed, and it looks like the artist forgot to endow her at all. So we kind of have the opposite problem there. That's not the only thing wrong with it. She just looks really distorted, and it being on the cover really stood out. The rest of the issue's fine though. So overall, it's a good issue. My personal pet peeve about the nonlinear storytelling aside, I like where Simone's taking the character. I just wish she would have, done a more traditional storytelling format in this one. So that's going to do it for us this week. As always, head over to cxPulp.com. You can get the nitty gritty of the books that are already out this month and what's coming up next and where we are with our budget. You can subscribe to this channel, and please, as always, leave comments here or on cxPulp, and I look forward to hearing from you. I'll see you next week.